Hello guys, welcome back to my podcast. I know it's been a minute, but welcome back to M's Perspective. I'm just gonna go straight to it. So, as you may know, or some of you may know, not everybody knows, we had a fundraising event this weekend, this past weekend, the 17th and the 18th. So, the fundraising event was based on IWACU, Abanyamulenge, gufasha like the community up there with the current issue that's going on, and it's not just going on, it just didn't start now. It's an event that has been going on forever, where our community is suffering from human abuse. And so the fundraising was based on the fact that we want to raise funds and we also want to educate the youth. It was a youth event. It was organized by a youth committee that came together and thought about this beautiful idea, and they were like, let's put it in action. And we executed the action on Sunday, and that's when we finished the event. So firstly, thank you to everybody, to the committee who was involved in this fundraising event and organizing the event, because I tell you, it wasn't easy, but we're grateful that it was able to go ahead and it happened. So the main reason why this podcast came to be, it's because during that event, I realized something. During that particular event of Gufashiwachu Arichinhu, that I noticed, and that's lack of unity. I'm just not gonna speak. I'm not gonna generalize everything, because some people are good, and all that kind of stuff. But seeing the fact that we had an event organized to bring the community together as the youth, we had an event that was supposed to bring the youth together, the community together, and in that particular event, the youth was supposed to be educated on their heritage, on their culture, and on how they can better advocate for the people who are suffering back home, and what, as a youth, can we do to support or bring about the awareness of what's currently going on and stuff like that, which I think it's really crucial in this generation, and especially since we kind of get blamed but that the youth does nothing, the youth doesn't support, the youth doesn't help, especially here in Australia. I've heard that the youth here doesn't work, and they basically do nothing, not just the youth, even the community in general. That's just what I've heard, okay? Don't mark my words for it. So this event made me realize something. So this event, we actually organized it like for a couple months, and we put the flyer out, we invited people, and I think every person who actually listened to our invite, especially the panelists who joined us and gave us insights and who educated us in many different ways, I really, really thank you guys. But the main reason that I'm doing this is because, like I've mentioned, it has showed me like lack of unity, but again, it's actually showed me how the youth operates here in Australia. The youth here in Australia, I'm so sorry to say this, and no offense, and it's probably not all of you, and it's probably some of you. It's just like, why do we want to get involved in our parents' politics? Why do we want to get in whatever politics is going on within the parents? I think the youth should not be involved in that, and the youth should not be taking part in that, because we're told that the youth is our future. Like, we're the future of the upcoming generation, of the upcoming leaders and stuff like that. So the way we carry ourselves is going to determine how our community is going to be, and to what success we can bring our community. So, but the thing that we actually choose to be involved with the tureba, it actually, I really have zero words for it, because seeing like the turnout. So the initial reason why this event was organized in Brisbane, to be honest, was because niho urubyiruko rwinshi rw'Abanyamulenge ruba, and niho Abanyamulenge benshi batuye. So the bigger the number, the better the success the event is going to be. But I'm really disappointed to say that as much as I really thank everybody who attended though. Like, I'm really, really, really thankful for everybody who showed up, whether it was on Saturday, whether it was on Sunday, and you turned up for the event. God bless you. And if you contributed in ways of support, in arranging anything, any activities that we did, and you took part in it, whether it was like playing the soccer game or whether it was like selling the merchandise and also like setting up for the panelists, anything that you really did during this event, God bless you. I really, really appreciate you. But it's just for the people who did nothing and who didn't even bother to attend to listen to the panelists or listen to the messages. The youth I'm talking about, I'm just like, why? You're busy attending the events z'abantu bakuru. I'm not targeting abantu bakuze, but I'm just saying iyo dutumiwe mu bikorwa by'abantu bakuru nk'urubyiruko turagenda turabyitabira, byaba ari urusengero, byaba ari events za community, urubyiruko ruba hose, you know. But the fact that your peer group, the youth, organizes something for you and you don't show up, you don't come to support the cause of the event. And it's not like these people who organize this event, they had an agenda behind it or they had like personal interest behind it. It's the fact that they were doing something for the greater good. They were doing something that actually matters. You know, they were doing something for the good cause. And this is something ni ikintu kikureba nk'urubyiruko, ni ikintu kikureba nk'umunyamulenge, you know. So the fact that you did not show initiation and you did not even try or bother and think like, it's really sad, because while the youth is trying to be so ignorant, you're trying to be so ignorant of the obvious, and that is advocating for your own people. And some of us will not go muri Congo kugwana ngo dufate imbunde because we're not capable, some of us. But some of us are capable of speaking. And if some of us are really shy to speak out in public, you're capable of gupanga intebe. You're capable of doing a barbecue, you're capable of just sitting down and listening and just taking it in and to understand your culture, your heritage, where all this problem is coming from, so that tomorrow that one thing that you've heard today can motivate you to pick up your phone and record yourself and advocate for your people, or even pick up your bank, you know, and send money to people who are in need of that money. So your presence is as much as important as you supporting financially, as you supporting in ways of arranging for events, as you being the thinker of the whole initiative. But for the fact that some of you think that it's really sad, because this something that you're saying nagoki kureba, it's the same thing that matters tomorrow for your kids. It's the same thing that's going to impact your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, and it's the same thing that's impacting you today, and you're being so ignorant about it. It's the same thing that's impacting your parents, your uncles, your aunties who are still living back home, even you here today. What do you guys think will happen to us if, per se, God forbid, it's never going to happen, and God created us for a purpose and He's not going to let us be diminished? So what would you think that will happen if we walked from the face of the universe as Abanyamulenge? What do you think is going to happen to you in this country, or like in the countries of Western communities where you think Mungara should say and stuff like that? You think like everything else is cool, but speaking up for your people is not cool, or even showing up for your people's event, it's not cool. Like, what do you think will happen to your identity then? Who are you going to be? I'm sorry, but who are you going to identify yourself as? Because right now you're proud to say Nguru Abanyamulenge, because there's people who are still living there fighting for those rights of yours. So basically, we only have the right to be called Abanyamulenge because there's people back home who are fighting for our rights up here. For example, I'm living in Australia, but mfite ishema ryo kwitwa umunyamulenge cyangwa mfite rights zo kwitwa umunyamulenge because there's somebody back home who's fighting for me to be called that name. But the moment that name vanishes, my identity is also gone. It's literally up the roof, disappeared. And I don't think I'll be cool with that, and I don't think I'll be happy not knowing who I am, and just being lost in a world full of different community groups, but I can't identify myself as anything. So for us to actually be so ignorant as the youth, this is literally a message to the youth. For a youth member to be ignorant of the cause to help IWACU, whether it's in ways of giving financially, supporting in any means necessary, shame on you. I'm so sorry to say this, but for real, yo, shame on you, because it's not cool. It's literally, I'm talking from a youth perspective, because it's really, I don't really know what can be so cool, you know, especially for people who in these countries, like, yeah, yomva, I'm from there, I don't need to look back, but mate, you need to look back, because that's what makes you. Without that, you're nothing. You're literally I don't know how to emphasize this in the better words. Without those people back home, you're nothing. You're literally nothing. I'm literally nothing. So we should not just appreciate them, but when they need us, especially when we have everything to support the cause, then we should not really, I wouldn't say it's shying away, because you can't shy away. You're just being ignorant, and you just want to be involved in the politics of your parents that you don't even want to think for yourself as a youth. Like, come on, you have the mind, you have the emotions and the capacity to think for you and know what's happening is right and what's happening is not, what's happening is right or wrong. You can't just merely I'm sorry, and some of you might not have this issue with your parents or where they're involved in this politics and stuff like that, but unity is what's gonna literally help us support the cause, and unity is the only thing that can actually help us actually reach the people, the government, the community that we live amongst, to actually notice us and notice the struggles that we go through. But if you don't choose to speak up, and if you don't choose to actually, in every little conversation that you're having with whether it's a white friend, whether it's like another African friend from a different community, if you don't literally just illiterate, bring up your own community in that conversation that you're having. Like, let people be aware of who you are. Let people be aware of where you come from. Be proud of where you come from. And trust me, the youth people, do you know the importance of being a bilingual person? Do you know the importance of that? The fact that that can actually earn you a lot of respect in communities, especially when you good your hands there. It's literally, it's the best thing to have. Being from a bilingual background, it's the best quality that you will have. So Abanyamulenge youth, I'm just urging you, be proud of who you are, because your background and your identity, one day it's what's gonna put you on the ladder, and it's what's gonna put you on a success. And trust me, speaking from experience, and I'm just telling you to not shy away from who you are and be proud of who you are. And please stay away from the politics of the parents. Just support the group, just support the cause, and support what we're bringing, because tomorrow when your parents are not here, you're the one who's going to lead the community. You're the one who's going to be taking the word and making decision for our community, and you have to do it in the way that's not just based on, emotional blackmail or emotional stories that your parents have told you, and it's not letting you think straight, and it's not letting you act on what is in front of you. What's happening back at home is literally in front of us. It's not something that is invisible. It's everywhere. Everybody can see it. You can Google it on Google. It's there. So I don't know what else you need to see that your people are suffering, and you need to support them financially and give them the aid and the resources they need. And the fact that you are actually waking up every day, turning up for work, you're going to a uni that's free, and there's a kid back home who's not even being able to wake up in the morning to go to school, even wake up in the morning and step up out of their house out of fear, but you are freely walking around having everything that you have, but you can't even think for once to thank God for that, and also to be like, God, because of your protection on my life, I give some of 10% or the portion of my income to this family back home who's suffering. Just be grateful for that, because the good thing I say is, like, it's better to put yourself in the position of the people who are suffering, because maybe that will make you actually become more empathetic and sympathetic towards people who are going through crisis and who are going through dehumanization. And come on guys, do better. I'm just saying, like, do better, because what I experienced this weekend, it was just, I'm just gonna say, for those people who came, thank you. Like, God bless you. And for people who gave, God bless you. But for people who didn't turn up and you're listening to my podcast right now, you can do better than that. You can literally do better than that, because I don't know how you will feel if somebody is just so ignorant of your sufferings and they really show zero interest in you when you're suffering. I don't know how you will feel about it. So just put yourself in their position for 1 second. And if somebody is offering advocate for yourself, for you and for your family and and the mischief that's happening to you, please just be considerate and just do the same thing to people who are actually going through the worst. So this is just my little message to the youth out there, or to the youth of Australia, that you can do better than that. If you're invited to attend a youth event that's targeting to help our people, please don't ignore it, because this is gonna bite you. This is literally gonna bite you back. So don't think that karma does not exist. It does. So if you can't support other people, trust me, you won't be supported too. And God will work his ways, and he won't. And people who go to, like, for example, we had an event and then people went to church. Like, what is your spiritual gonna do for you if you actually can't even be a human being for 1 second and just attend a fundraising event that's meant to actually help God's creation? I really don't get it. Like, excuse, I had a service, yet you were aware that the event was happening, but you attended a service as a youth, and no offense, as the elders. Why? Like, what is we gotta know how to live with people on earth, and also love the people that God has placed us in, so that we can better connect with God. But the fact that you would host I'm speechless, because what happened this weekend, I was just like, people, come on, bruh. Tuoba Christo. Because this is not how you show up Christo when you can't even support. I don't want to judge, because only God can judge, but I'm just saying it as it is. And I hope you guys like this podcast. And FYI guys, we also have like hoodies and t-shirt and custom jumpers that we're selling for the cause. By the way, we have a merchandise, so if you feel like, especially people who live in Australia, please feel free to contact me, if you have my Instagram or my TikTok or my Snapchat, any platform that you follow me on, and you feel like you want a t-shirt or hoodies, we have them and we're still selling them, and those money will go directly to support the cause of what's happening back home. It's not my money, it's not the money of the people who organized the event this weekend. It's simply the money that will go directly to support the people who need it the most, because most of us work, we have our jobs, and by God's grace we have everything that we need. But let's support those people who need it the most by buying those hoodies, by buying those t-shirts, and by buying those custom jumpers, because you'll be doing a greater good that you can ever think about, and God will bless you for it. So thank you for listening to my podcast, and please text me for the merchandise. God bless you.